On Daf 75 of Eruvin, we get a story that really shows the limitations of the oral tradition. So what's going on? We have one rabbi's teaching a certain point about Eruvin, and somebody else comes in and objects and saying, no, but you've got this rule all wrong. And the first rabbi realizes, you know what? He made a huge mistake, and he says, Master of Abraham. I guess that's how they swore back then. He was very upset. Master of Abraham, he's for asking for forgiveness. He's like, I messed up one word. I thought the word Rabbim, which is talking about the multitude, talking a whole bunch of people, was actually, I misunderstood. I thought somebody said it's Rabbi, which refers to Rabbi Yehuda Nasi, who created the Mishnah, who is a great authority. So he heard something, and because he missed one letter, one sound, one syllable in a whole teaching that he heard, he took it completely out of context. And only when somebody else came to correct him did he realize his mistake. So this is one of the difficulties that we have when we've got an oral tradition being passed from hand to hand, generation to generation, is that you misunderstand one thing, you can draw entirely different conclusions. You hear something wrong, or somebody speaks something wrong. I know making these videos, the number of things I speak wrong, the number of words I stumble over, it happens all the time. Somebody hears something incorrectly, pass it on incorrectly. Well, we just got a huge break in our tradition. We've got potentially big problems. So this is one of the few examples we see in the Talmud where it brings out somebody just heard something wrong and took it completely out of context. I mean, literally a word that means many people, he took to, in terms of a whole bunch of people were in a courtyard, he took to be a teaching from a certain specific rabbi. He thought that was the name of a specific great sage, to completely miss the context of what was going on. So we need to be really careful. And it's not only about the oral traditions, by the way. We see this in writing too. Writing can get messed up. You can see that a certain text can be done incorrectly. There was one page that we had in Eruvin where we saw, like, between one word and another, there were 4 little alepphs. There were 4 different points where showing different commentators had a comment on that point saying, no, this is wrong. No, they wrote this wrong. No, they did this incorrectly. So whether it's oral, whether it's written, we have to be very careful in passing on a tradition like this to make sure we get it right.